Hey, what's up, everybody? Common Sense Perspective. Your host CM here, coming at you with another YouTube video here with I don't know thoughts of what boggles the mind, common sense, and that's my agenda, trying to bring back common sense. So, with that, this is something that's been bothering me for quite some time, and I like to bring it up as something to talk about, as it always comes in ins and out of the news, always, especially in the last few years now. But it's been more prominent because of news coverage and everything else about it. So, with that, let's talk about it, alright? I call it police versus security, otherwise known as defunding the police. And what do you get? You get security that replaces them, alright? And there's so many different ways to look at it. All right, so with the laws in place that's gotten softer on crime, such as raising the felony amount to a certain amount higher than it was before, catch and release because they don't want to fill up prisons anymore and all that stuff. They rather just be like, here's a ticket, and slap you on the wrist, say, no, 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 don't do that again. Even though, of course, you're going to do that again and again and again, right? Whether it's robbing, stealing, or killing, I mean, that's a 50-50 shot. I mean, sometimes you might get away with that too. But with that, what really happens, right? No one gets seriously charged or locked up when it comes to committing these offenses, right? Because one, it's too much of a hassle, too much paperwork, and just too much when it comes to the BS, that it's really not worth the hassle to go through all that when the DA is just going to drop the case or whatever it may be. And so that, in line with defunding the police, because you've really stripped the power out of policing, right? When it comes to police and being able to enforce the laws of the land, right? Of the city, of the county, of whatever it may be. If you strip their duties because you're trying to defund them, you're trying to demoralize them, you try to, change policy, laws, and all that stuff, it really hand ties, and the way police can be working and in essence should be working, but it can't. So what happens? Well, you get a rise in crime, a rise in theft, everything related to rising crime. All this stuff happens. And then what happens with the soft on crime policies, right? Because it's not prioritized anymore, what happens? Well, it gets unreported because of the fact that now people have this feeling about, well, if this is what's happening, then it's not even worth my time to even call it in and report it. Next thing you know, the statisticians, or ones that track statistics, look at all the information and be like, oh, look, crime is actually lower than it's ever been. Well, it's because it's underreported, right? It's not prosecuted. And so when you have all that, it's a recipe for disaster because everybody and their mama can see that things are happening, but because it's not reported, that means it's not documented, and therefore the politicians and such think, oh yeah, we did a good job because look what's happening, right? And it's terrible. It's terrible because those people don't know what it is to be in the shoes of police, to be able to do their duties. Think about that for a second. All right? They're trying to go enforce laws and penalize the lawbreakers, right? And being able to, I'm not going to just beat around the bush, but these people, the criminals, needs to be punished. And you cannot punish them if you're just going to give them a ticket to say, show up, or if you're just going to catch and release, because it's repetitive. And they'll just do it again and again and again because they know they could get away with it. And so with common sense, it's like, if you're not going to put a fix to this, of course crime is going to be up. Of course, things that should matter, it looks like it doesn't matter, but it should matter. And then I look at stupidity, all right? Because you're trying to defund police to reimagine how to, govern law and how to reimagine what law enforcement is by softening what law enforcement actually is, by replacing it with ambassadors and security guards and all that, which they are unarmed, right? So one, there's really no self-defense to that. Yeah, I mean, they might have a radio, maybe a whistle, right? A phone, maybe. But with that, what else can they really do? They can't arrest because they're not sworn in to arrest, typically. And they don't even have really peace officer duties because you got to get sworn in for that. And so when you think about how stupid that is, these companies, these places that replace bona fide sworn in police officers to uphold the law with some bullshit security guards that can't do nothing but just stand there and look. And then what happens? Well, you get theft that's up. You get laws that happen right in front of them, but they can't do nothing about it. They can't defend anything because they're hamstrung themselves. And you look at all the different incidents, right, on YouTube, right? All the smash and grabs, the theft they go where they, flash mob a store, take all kinds of shit, and run right past the security guard. Because what can the security guard do? Stop them? What can employees do? They don't stop them either. You know why? Because employer policies look at it as more of a liability and actually fire employees for intervening, which is the stupidest thing ever. So they have no way of wanting to protect property, and you're paying people to just let it happen. And then you wonder why things are so bad, why everything is all locked up in cases, inside locked cases. And you wonder why all these stores close up and all that stuff. I mean, common sense is that if you see this happening, you see all the videos out there, you can't say that, oh yeah, look, crime is down, but yet there's videos everywhere in all various cities, especially blue cities, that you can see the crime, the smash and grabs, the flash mobs, all that stuff. And it's funny how politicians are so blind to that. And how's that for reimagining and defunding police going for you, right? So you have when you look at all the different police departments and sheriff's departments and all that, all numbers are down across the board in terms of personnel. because it's demoralizing. You hamstrung these people to do their jobs. So if they can't do their job, then what's the point of them being there? And that's why there's so many vacancies. And then when you really, really need them, you don't have them because they're undermanned, understaffed, and you took away their powers to do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, of course there are going to be a few bad apples, right? But you can't take it out on the full spectrum of law enforcement itself. And we all know that in the end, they got a job to do, and that's to serve and protect, right? And so politicians need to get their shit together and get their head out of their ass and really kind of pull back and pull out. No, but really though, they really got to pull back on the restrictions, the policies, and all that stuff. How about funding the police again? Protect the people. No, but they'd rather fund illegals instead, right? That's what it seems like. They'd rather fund illegals, they'd rather give money to illegals than to protect and serve us, Americans. That's sad. It's really sad. And that really shows you the treason that blue cities are committing to their own people. Right? Sad. And our money is paying for this shit. So, in order to make things change, I mean, people are going to have to be killed, right? In order for change to happen, besides that, you just got to vote them out. These stupid politicians, all right, that want to defund, well, let's defund them. Vote them out. Give them a taste of their own medicine when they have no more support for their bullshit supposed causes. Right? Don't show up at some so-called events and things where they may be appearing. Fuck all that. We need our country back. We need our counties back. We need our cities back. I mean, how are we supposed to be able to deal with life without worrying that someone might rob you, steal from you, whatever, might possibly threaten you, to hurt you? And it just sucks. It's sad. But anyhow, I just wanted to bring that to attention. This is stupid. I mean, think about it. Security versus police. They're hands down, you need police. And they need to really pull back on all the bullshit and let these officers, let law enforcement do their job once again. And that has to go ever across the board. Let law enforcement do their job. That means enforce the border laws, everything else as well. That's part of law enforcement, right? Border Patrol. Man, we'd be in a heck of a better place if you just simply let us fund law enforcement, let them do their job, just like that. These blue cities need to freaking wake up, because that's a disservice to all of us. But if they don't want to wake up, hey, what we got to do. We just got to vote them out. It's a nice, effective way for them to bite as a wake-up call, and and that'll bite them in the ass when they're out. Anyhow, that's just my talk for today. Let me know what you think. I mean, common sense, man. There's no questions asked. Police is law enforcement, all that stuff. Way better than some bullshit security. Ambassador, what kind of shit is that? Anyhow, comment down below, subscribe, hit the bell icon. That way we can stay up to date on shit. We can talk about anything. And other than that, thank you, and I'll see you next one.